everyone. It is not even light outside yet properly. It is Monday today, and I just thought I would take this opportunity whilst everyone is still asleep. So I've had to add in a bit of light to help, but I thought I would do a video kind of talking about the first week of my half marathon training plan. Training has gone. I downloaded a plan from, I think it's Runner's World, and I can't remember if I mentioned in my last video that I was looking for a 1 hour 35 kind of 12-week plan to achieve a 1 hour 35 half marathon, but I couldn't find one. The only one I could find that was close to that time, well, it was either 1:30 or 1:45, so I went for the 1:30, which is obviously a big push because the fastest I've run a half marathon is, I think, 1:39 and 40 seconds. So I thought, well, I'd rather be ambitious than under ambitious, so I went for the 1:30, which has been challenging, although the runs have been a lot shorter than the marathon training. Totally different type of sort of runs. It seems like most of them are quite short. I'm just going to show you in a minute like what the plan actually looks like. But I think the thing that I realised is that I could push myself. Obviously the paces were faster than what I was running for my marathon training, because a lot of those are easy runs. And in so many ways, I think like marathon training is, for me personally, feels easier than what this feels, although these runs tend to be shorter distances. I didn't really do a long run this week because I planned to do one on Sunday. Actually, it's not even in the plan. Like, yesterday should have been a fast 10k, but because I was planning on running 10 miles, I just kind of omitted the speed and decided I wasn't going to do that, but the weather was terrible, so I just went for like a chatty run with Chloe, and we just ended up doing 10k because the weather was so bad. So anyway, apart from that, I did do all of the runs on the plan. I cut some of them a bit shorter, so I did 7 miles less than what the actual plan said over the course of the week, but I am not in any way worried or bothered about that, because I am just trying to follow the actual, more like I think I've discussed this before on Instagram, but the parts of the training session that I think are most important, because for me it's a time juggle between the time I have, now that it's dark in the mornings, I can't run in the mornings, that's super hard for me because my day's primarily taken up by the kids, or when I don't have the kids, I have like maybe a morning on a Monday, morning on a Tuesday, but it's really not long by the time I have to go and collect Ivy from playgroup. So yeah, from January it should be a bit easier because she'll be going to playgroup 4 or 5 mornings a week, which will give me a bit more time. But I'm just basically trying to squeeze my runs in, and it's really, really hard when it's dark. So the sessions I did this week, I'm just going to show you the kind of... So this was the plan. And you can see like speeds are down here. I did find this a lot harder, like for example here 10k at 7:30 would not have been in my marathon plan at all, and then this fartlek, which was 6 minutes 30 for the kind of fast bit, I didn't do this as the plan said. I kind of made up my own session where I did 10 times 1 minute at 6:30 or roundabout, and then I did like a walk run. Rest day was delightful. Don't know how it's possible. I could not run every day when I'm training at all. Not that I think that's a good idea anyway, but I literally cannot wait for my rest day, and it was the same when I was marathon training. I cut this one a little bit short. It was more like, I can't remember, 3.6. There was another one here that I didn't have time for, but what I just focused on each time was the actual fast kind of speedy bit, or whatever it was I was meant to do. And then this was what I was meant to do on Sunday, 6:45. But yeah, we just did a normal kind of, I'd say easy 10k. So I think I'm going to try harder this week to stick more to the recommended distances. I'm not bothered. I mean, if I don't, I don't. But I think last week I was just a bit more opportunistic, trying to fit my runs in when I could. I'll probably sit down and plan more this week with my husband when I'll be able to fit them in. Yeah, this week there is a long run on the plan. I think it's 9 miles. I'm definitely going to do that, because the other thing is that I haven't had 100% confirmation of this, but there was a press article that said that everyone who got a qualifying time for Boston this year will be accepted. And there's also an email that came from the Boston Athletic Association saying the same. So, I mean, unless there's some major fallacy with my time, then I will have been accepted for the Boston Marathon. The only issue I now have is that when I went to check like the accommodation and the flights, the prices had gone up so much, and next year is also a year of so many family like celebrations, and I am still applying for jobs. So at the moment I am not booking it, because I just need to figure out financially whether it's going to be possible, whether I'm going to go on my own, whether I'm going to go with my husband, whether we're going to go as a family. So yeah, it's something that, although I'm excited about the fact I've been accepted, I'm also like, oh, there's just so many other factors going on at the moment, so I can't book it. And I haven't really said anything on Instagram because I don't know 100%. Although I'm always such an optimistic person, and I always think it'll work out and it'll work out. And I plan to do everything I possibly can to be able to go and run that run. But there's just many things that need to be considered before I can make that decision. So yeah, that is a little update on how my first week of training went. This week I've also got hill reps, and I think what I'm going to do with the overall kind of plan is that I am going to focus on doing, because this plan doesn't have as many long runs on it, so I think what I'm going to do is just make sure that I do a long run every weekend and start building up as if I'm going to do the marathon, because I think basically this speed work is going to prepare me really well, and as long as I do hills, because Boston is a hilly marathon too, then I should be covering like marathon and half marathon training. So yeah, I'll start with a 9 mile run this weekend, and then I'll just increase it, building up, and hopefully it'll make the half marathon feel easier on the day, because I will obviously be building up to further distances than that. So yeah, my half marathon in February, and fingers crossed for Boston in April. But yeah, as I said, I've still got a lot of things to work out before I can say definitely that I'll be able to do it. So hope you're all having a good week, and if you enjoy my videos, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.